Doing this will destroy your automatic transmission. Or at least that's what some of you guys think. Recently, I replaced an automatic transmission fluid on a Mercedes-Benz X-Class. I didn't just service it, I completely flushed it using this machine. And can you guess what happened after the flush? If you guessed that I completely destroyed the transmission on this 2019 Mercedes-Benz X-Class, you're wrong. The vehicle has ran nearly 200,000 miles with the original transmission fluid, and it started suffering from delayed gear change and knock when changing gears. So I flushed it, completely renewing 99.99% of the fluid in the system. And let me tell you, this vehicle has run so smooth that the owner thought that it was brand new again. So I decided to do the same thing to this vehicle. Let me show you what I did. This vehicle is not running as smooth as it should be. You know, the 7Gs, they are very smooth when it changes gears and stuff like that. But with this one, unfortunately, it doesn't run as smooth as it did according to the customer. Now, that is because of this. As you can see here, the oil cooler is leaking quite badly, and also, for whatever reason, it is not secured down properly. And because of the vibration coming from that, it is probably what's causing it to leak. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to mend that by replacing the oil cooler itself and also the seals. Any seals that we can find, we will replace that because it's likely to have been damaged, but we will do further investigation first just to make sure. We're going to be replacing it with a Nissan part, and also with the gearbox fluid we're going to be replacing it with Febby ATF. This is the correct specification, which is 23615 for this vehicle here. And some of you guys are probably aware, some of them take green, red or blue, but the most latest one is the blue one, so that's what we're going to be using for this vehicle. Let's get the vehicle up in the air and get this vehicle sorted. Let's get to it. Removing the transmission oil cooler on this vehicle is fairly straightforward. We first had to clamp down the coolant pipes with our man-made flat clamp. That way we do not damage the rubber hoses. After that, we can safely remove the securing clips that secures the coolant hoses and transmission pipes onto the cooler. Alright, here's the old one. And looking at it, you can actually see there it's just escaping from there. I can tell that it's a torsional vibration leak because if you look closely over there, and that is where it's leaking from, as you can see, because it's been vibrating like this because this was not installed properly, it wasn't tightened down. You can just about see it there, how it's going like this, up and down, and that is why that color there, you can see that's where the ATF is escaping from. And as you can imagine, this has got 2 bar of pressure in it, and that little vibration is enough for the ATF to push out that way, if that makes sense. So yeah, we're going to be replacing this now because it's clearly damaged. The other person has not done his job properly, has he? So obviously we've taken off the old one and we're going to be fitting the new Nissan. They are pretty good aftermarket oil cooler solution, so not just oil cooler, your radiator, your condenser, etc. They are very good at it. They have very good reputation. But before we fit that in, what we're going to do is we're going to perform the flush from those pipes. That's the good thing about the Launch 601S, which is the CAT 601S, which is the automatic transmission fluid flushing machine. And I will show you how it works. I'll show you how easily it is to set up. We can literally do it from here whilst the car is sitting on the floor. Flushing machine. But obviously we're still gonna need to raise the vehicle, but I just want to show you how easy it is if you want it done at the front of the car, under the car. It doesn't really matter as long as you connect the machine as series in the whole circuit. So let me just show you, let me just get set up. Right, so we have provisionally installed this because obviously we have to turn the engine on to do the flush, but with this one we're only going to connect the coolant pipe because that's what's important. And also you can see there is no movement on that now, so we are avoiding that issue of the vibration. And plonk that in. There you go. Now we can let go of this. That's perfect. That's also perfect. Now undo this. you like my little contraption to flatten it so that, you know, some people will not approve, but yeah, I picked it up from over there. Look, picked it up from there, so I'll put it back over there. But yeah, that's where we're at the moment. What's most important for me is this pipe, and where is the other pipe? This pipe over here. Oh, grabby toes. And
so this pipe here?
Yeah, and this one.
And this one here, yeah?
Yeah, those are the two. Yeah, those are the two important pipes for us. Now, before we plug it into the machine, you see this. There's actually like a weld kit that you can get. Well, I have it in the van actually, for when you want to do it straight from the transmission. But with this one, we're gonna do it straight from the cooler because, like what I said, it just needs to be part of the circuit. The machine just needs to be part of the circuit, and then we can start flushing. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is connect this one into that one, just like so. Then put a Jubilee clip on it. And then this one goes like that. And then pretty much these two can just plug in straight into that, like so. If you're wondering why isn't there an in and out, well, inside the machine there is actually a valve that detects which way the ATF goes, so it's a no-brainer to use this machine. It's pretty straightforward. As you can see, I'm doing it from the front of the car without even lifting the car. Now, the good thing is, if you know the dry fill capacity of the gearbox, you just have to fill that into the machine, and then the machine will do just that. But let me just show you how to properly set it up and the process of doing it. Let me just plug this in straight onto the pipes first, and then yeah, we'll get going. Just like that. Okay, there's no in and out. You just have to plunk it in there. That's it, that's all connected up. And this one, right over here. Then just route it and make sure it doesn't get caught by the belt nor the fan. But just put it there. Clear off the belt, clear off the fan. Yep. Right, now we are pretty much ready to turn the machine on. But what we're going to do is we're going to fill up the machine first with the new fluids, and also we're going to put a gearbox flush in there. So that is to remove the gum and tar in the solenoids and also the clutch plates and stuff like that. There's going to be gum and tar there, that's why he's saying that the gear changes are not as smooth as it was, and obviously he's been leaking fluid, so it's probably quite low. But we're going to find out once we drain it using this machine. Alright, so as you can see here, this is Launch UK's automatic transmission flushing fluid. Launch UK, they bring out the best additives and flushing and DPF cleaning products out there. You can see Jimmy O'Reilly using it, Baz Meredith using the engine flush, Power Lube Plus, they bring the best of that. That's why I'm going to be using this today. And all I have to do is to add it on the detergent bottle in there. So just pour it in as such, and there you go. Right, okay, now we are pretty much ready to turn the vehicle on, and then we're going to be checking for leaks and stuff.
Right, start the engine, mate.
Cool, man. Very good.
We're good.
Very good. No leaks. Right, now that the vehicle's turned on, you can just about see in there that the fluid is flowing inside. What we're doing here is just we're gonna wait for the fluid, the transmission fluid, to warm up a little bit. And as you can see there, it's currently at 18.6 degrees. Ideally, we want to be reaching around 40 degrees C, so we're just gonna wait for that to get there. I don't know how long, but it will eventually get there.
Oh, look at that.
What? Oh yeah, look, it's nice, isn't it? It's black. It's black. Look. Grim. Believe it or not, you can just about see it, but there is an LED light lighting up that fluid in there, and you can't even see through the pipe. Now, after the flush is done, you will see the difference. You can clearly see the fluid, the light going through the fluid. This tells me that this vehicle has never had the gearbox serviced. Oh my god. But like what I said, we're just waiting for that temperature to creep up, and then we're gonna start adding the additives in there. And now we're just adding the flush into the system, press OK, put 0.4 in there because that's how much we've got in the tank. John had left the drain pipe open, hence why the flushing fluid went everywhere. But anyway, what we're waiting for here is for the flush to do its job, removing the gumming tar out of the hydraulic system, and of course, also out of the gearbox. Whilst it's flushing, we started pouring in the new fluid into the ATF machine to save some time. It's always good to have extra fluid in there because obviously there's a datum on this of 0.5 I believe. So there's some on the pipes, in the valve block of the machine. There's always a 0.5 there. So what we're going to do is once we enter in the machine, once we get to the filling bit, is that we're going to put 9.5 in there so that the machine can take account for that datum. So what goes in there is 9 litres and the rest, the 0.5, is just going to be in the machine pretty much. So we're just waiting for it, 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna go and get started with the exchange. You'll see it's amazing. Now that we're up to temperature, what we're gonna do is, you see it there, we're just gonna press exchange and the machine will do its job. So press OK, OK, press OK, direct input. So with this one, we need to put in 9.5 litres because our gearbox takes in 9 litres, but like what I said, there's a datum of 0.5, so let's input that, 9.5 litres, and then all we have to do is press OK, and then now it's doing its job. And then this is the old oil, you can't even see the light behind it. That's the new oil going into the gearbox. We're gonna see how much is gonna come out of the used one. This is the point where the machine starts injecting the new fluid into the hydraulic system, whilst simultaneously taking the old fluid out. Whilst the machine is doing its job, we are also checking for leaks for the just in case. Now that the exchange is done, we can see that we've taken just a little bit over 9 litres, which is absolutely perfect. So the exchange is done now. You can just about see it there if it's going to focus. That what's been evacuated is 9.98, well, if John stopped touching it, 9.72, and you can see it there, it's saying what's been replaced is 9.63 litres and used replaced is 9.64. So we're all good. Like what I said, there's like 100 mil difference to it. But now if you come have a closer look, you can see the light through the new one and also the used one. So the used one, what's flowing here now is what's actually in the car that is flowing through this pipe. So now that tells me that the oil that's in that gearbox is now as clear as this one here. You can see the light going through it. Earlier, I'm gonna put it on the screen now, you couldn't even see the used one, which is obviously not good. That tells me that the gearbox oil is very, very old. Look at that. Now to further protect the engine, we're gonna put a transmission conditioner carbon protect in there. Obviously this gearbox is pretty old, so yeah, it's just good to put this one in it. This additive protects the gearbox by reducing the bubbles on the gearbox fluid, which is detrimental to the health of the clutch packs when the fluid starts to deteriorate. So let's put it in there. Now that we've got the additive into the bottle here, what we're going to do is we're going to put 0.4 in there because obviously this is 400 milliliters, I believe. Yep, as you can see there. We'll press OK, and then it's just adding it straight into the system. Now that's it, plain and simple. Add complete, just press print, and then we can show this to the customer as well. Now that we are done with the exchange, there's new fluid into the gearbox now, and it's the correct amount as well, which is 9 litres. It's calculated by weight on this, which is absolutely perfect, and you can actually see it on the side as well, the new and used. There's 9 litres that went in, 9 litres that went out. So we're going to turn the engine off now and pretty much put the pipe back in. Plain as simple as that. It's so easy to use this machine. So time to disconnect the pipe. It will leak some, obviously, because there is some fluid in the pipes here. John, do you want to get us a towel, bro? Please. Not much, but that's good. And there's nothing much. Right. Let's prevent. What you heard there is John banging his head.
No, I didn't. What happened?
Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna completely remove those Jubilee clips. Yeah, we're pretty much done. All we have to do now is to disconnect the pipes that we connected onto the machine, and then we can finally start connecting the oil cooler on the hydraulic circuit of the gearbox. And that is us done. Nice and simple. If you're a garage and you want to get hold of this game changer ATF exchange fluid machine, let me know. I'm gonna put my email address down below and my phone number as well, and I can get launched to get in touch with your garage, and then they can pretty much talk to you how much this is, etc, etc. If you're a normal consumer and you want me to service your gearbox, just get in touch. I will leave a link somewhere here, or is it here or here? Somewhere in the description as well. But yeah, just inquire on our website. There's an inquiry form there, and we will reply to you the best we can, because we do get flooded. Unfortunately, I am booked way ahead of time, but if something comes through, do let me know. If you want me to service your gearbox the way that I just serviced this, please let me know. Right, we're gonna go for a test drive with the owner, so let's go. Let's see if you can feel the difference in the gearbox. Yeah, put that seatbelt on. Can you feel the gear changes? Right, unfortunately, my phone had died when I brought it with me when I went for a test drive with the owner. Hopefully he can see this video and he can say down in the comment section below how it's like now. I'm going to be asking him just so that there's testimony of some sort. But yeah, it's a world difference according to him. Now, anyway, but yeah, that's another customer that is satisfied. Guys, again, thank you very much for sticking to this video. Thank you very much for watching. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And we will see you on the next one. Peace. We've got in the tank.